What's up, you guys? Thanks for tuning in to BODHI. My name is JJ, leading a 60-minute vinyasa flow class. We've got Casey practicing with us today. Let's start off in child's pose. So, big toes to touch. And for today, bring your knees as close as you can together and let your forehead rest on a surface. So if you find the floor far away, you can slide something under your forehead. And if you find your hips far away from the heels, you can slide a cushion under there as well. Or just let the weight of your hips just sink heavy downwards. And lengthen those arm bones as far forward towards the front of the mat as you can. That's an activated child's pose. So all the knuckles push down, the forearms lift up. You really get the outer walls of the arms hugging in as you lengthen those inner shoulders away from the sides of your neck. And take a big breath into the lateral ribs, posterior ribs, and then exhale out the mouth. Really sort of favoring the breath into the backs of your lungs as you breathe in. Exhale, let it go. And now just breathe in and out through the nose. Just relaxed breathing. Let's come forward to tabletop. So if you'd like to turn your fingers off to the sides of the mat, that's an option. If you'd like to turn your fingers to face the knees, that's an option to give you a nice little stretch for your forearms and your wrist. Right. And we're going to cycle through a few rounds of cat-cow. So as you exhale, around the lowest part of your spine and the mid, the upper, and the head drops. And when you inhale, lift that vertebra up in between the ears, and that ripples down towards the tailbone. Yeah, and then exhale, front body lifts up into the back body. Inhale, lengthens the front of your spine, broadens the collarbones. And then exhale, round. I'll cut you loose, just a couple rounds by yourself. Breath initiates the movement. Just a nice little warm up for the spinal cord. And let's neutralize the spine, the pelvis. You can flip those hands out. And your index fingers, they'll either be parallel towards one another, or you can turn your hands off to the sides if your shoulders are on the tighter side today. But let's walk your hands forward about 6 inches. So there's a nice, like a ski slope to the forearms. Right? And triceps keep turning back. You're going to tuck your toes under. Just pause. And then you're going to lower your elbows right above the mat. So the eyes of your elbows wrap forward, and those forearms hover right above the floor. So it's like I could slide a piece of paper in between, right where those forearms meet the palms, the base of the wrist. And those shoulder blades, they keep spreading wide. Now don't curse me under your breath. You're just going to lift your knees up a little bit. The turbo dog. Yeah, Casey's already shaking her head at me. Yeah. So keep those elbows where they are. Can you pull your hips back some more, maybe? Keep those knees low to a hover. Perfect. Yeah. Everything's separate of the neck. Right. Keep the elbows, straighten your legs. All right, it's over. Straighten your arms. All right, lift your heels high. Yeah, lift your inner thighs high. Lift the pubic bone up. Very nice. Yeah. And keep lifting the hips up as you pull your heels back away from the toes. Your toes stretch forward away from the heels. All right. Resisting the backs of your calves forward as you attempt to pull the tops of your legs back over the heels. Those hands turn into your feet, those arms turn into your legs, so it's like you got 4 feet, 4 arms. Tailbone and the crown of the head, they pull apart. And as you keep pulling the hips back, shift forward to plank pose. Park the center of your shoulders right over the center of your wrist. Glue your heels to the back walls. You glue your scalp to the front wall. And it's not so much about your heels coming forward. Just think about your spine pulling forward as you start to bend your elbows just an inch. 2 inches, 3 inches, 4. Plank pose, inhale, come up. Pause. The bottom sternum lifts up, so lift up into my touch as you bend your arms. So your shoulder blades broaden as you bend the elbows. Go down, 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 down to the floor. It's over. Point the toes back. Pull the skin of your palms back, and then inhale your spine forward in that little back bend. Yeah. Hover the hands. Hover the thighs. Pubic bone stand. Right? So try to get the lower abdominals really engaged. They pull towards the front of the mat as the sacrum releases towards the back of the mat. There you go. And lift your elbows up a little higher. Lift those triceps up as high as they can go. Very nice. Plant the hands and the feet, upward facing dog. Inhale, lift everything up. Yeah. And then come to plank pose. Yep. Hover your right foot off the floor. Very nice. Place your right foot down and then hover the left foot up off the mat. Place the left foot down, lift both feet up off the mat. Pull your hips back, downward facing dog. Okay. Walk your feet forward, all the way up in between your hands. Your feet are going to be about hips width apart. Right. Bend the knees so the torso gets flush to the thighs. Hands to the calves. Encourage the backs of your calves forward. Right, as the 4 sides of your legs lift up. Spine spills down. Skull dangles. Yeah. Lace up the fingers behind your back. Reach the knuckles up towards the ceiling. You can switch the lace of the hands, do the opposite way. Bring your hands to the pelvis. Right. So as your elbows hug in, the shoulder blades keep moving apart, and you lift your head up to stand all the way up to the vertical position. Yeah. And you can keep your feet hips width apart, or you can bring your toes together and your heels a little bit apart. Yeah. So Casey, lift your heels up just the slightest bit. So it's like a piece of paper slides in between the heels and the floor. Yeah. Now, I want you to pull your heels away from your feet as they lower down. Yeah, Pull the heels, and then you still stand straight up. Yeah, and you just pull in the heels away from the toes to lower them down. So the weight's sort of biased in the front of the feet a little bit. It's like you're ready to spring. Right? The tailbone's heavy. Right? Spine lifts, arms lift up as you breathe in, and then go forward as you fold all your breath out of your body. Yeah. Inhale, extension. Step your left foot to the back. Right. Place the left knee down. So one breath, inhale, stretch the arms, the spine, the gaze up. Exhale, hands down. Step to down dog. Inhale, shift forward to the top of a push-up. Then resist gravity as you bend your arms for chaturanga. Up dog. Inhale, roll over the feet. Exhale, your thigh bones, pull your hips back to downward facing dog. Step your left foot in between your hands. Back knee drops. One breath, reach up beyond your fingertips. Exhale, palms down. Step forward. Inhale, lengthens the front spine. Exhale, fold, turn in. Inhale, we rise, reach, look up. Exhale, pull it into the heart. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, right foot backwards. Drop the back knee. Inhale, lift up the low belly, the back ribs, the arms. Exhale, hands down. Down dog. Inhale, the crown of your head drives you to plank. Exhale, bend your elbows as you reach them straight back. Inhale, pull your spine forward out of your legs, reaching to the back wall. Exhale, pull your hips to the back wall as the crown of your head reaches forward. Right foot to the front, back knee down. Single breath, inhale, go forward. Exhale, hands down. Step forward. Inhale, half extension. Exhale, flexion. Drive the feet down to stand all the way up. Inhale. Keep the height as you exhale, pull it to the heart. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, look forward. Right, left foot backwards. Knee drops. Just one breath. Inhale, go up, 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 up. Exhale, hands down. Step back to down dog. Inhale, shift to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, tops of the feet push down, legs straight. Exhale, hips rebound up. And your left foot steps to the front. Back knee drops. One breath. Inhale, go for it. Exhale, hands down. Step forward. Inhale, feed your ribs forward. Exhale, pull your spine down. Inhale, stand to vertical. Reach your hands out of the heels. And exhale, pull it into the middle. Inhale, arms reach up. Spoon the belly out as you dive down. Inhale, collarbones reach forward. Right foot steps backwards. Drop the knee, just one breath. Inhale, lift the spine, the gaze. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, bend your arms. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Right foot forward. Left knee down. Single breath. Inhale, lift your inner body up. Jump yourself off your pelvis. Exhale, hands down. Step forward. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, coil into the legs. Inhale, we rise, reach, look up. Exhale, pull it into the heart. All right, so as you inhale your arms up, all right, pull your hips back, come into the chair pose. Yeah, let that sacrum fall down. You're going to put all the weight into your right foot, and you're going to bring your left knee into your chest. Yep, cross your left knee over the right like a lady at the dining room table. Reach your left arm forward. Right? Wrap your left arm underneath of the right arm. Yep, eagle arms. As the elbows lift up, those hips pull back. Hinge those hips back, back, back. And as you lift up the frontal hip points, let's fold over your top leg, bringing your heart to the left knee. And when you arrest your vision to a particular point, it can help to keep you up on one foot. And the thing with these one-footed balancing postures, you don't want to overreact. Like when you start to go one way, you don't want to overcompensate in the other direction. This relaxed balance. Right. So just lift your chest up. Just the torso up. Yes. Your left foot's going to be at the very back of the mat. Untangle and step it all the way to the back. Drop the left knee down. Yep. And then lift up the front pelvis. Lift up your elbows. Yeah, use the energy and strength in your legs to inspire your spine to lift up so you can start to go back. Yeah, you can drive that pubic bone forward to help support your head reaching back. Yes. You breathing? I think so. All right, let's place the left palm to the mat. Right. Slice your right arm behind you, take a little twist, and you can catch the back ankle if you want to. A few breaths here. Some people like to drop to the left forearm. I feel like Casey's one of those people that likes to go to the forearm. Yeah. Drive the left forearm down. Right, spread the shoulder blades apart, spread the chest apart, and your spine just slices through the T of your shoulders. A couple breaths here. Breathe some space into the front of that left hip. So try this out. Don't let this left foot move, not one iota, but you're gonna let it go. And then grab it again. Yeah, snuggle your left heel towards that left sit bone. Really engage those left hamstrings. And don't let this foot go back, let it go. Don't go back. All right, one more time, third time's a charm. Grab the foot, yeah, magnetize that heel towards the sit bone. I'm not joking, don't let that foot move back. Let it go. All right, release it down. Place your right forearm right inside that right thigh and just hang out. Hopefully that left hamstring didn't cramp up. Tends to do that sometimes. All right. So like Casey's demonstrating, you're more than welcome to lift that left thigh bone up. Right. So it's like your hips are dead weight. What keeps the hips elevated is the head of your left femur bone lifting against the weight of the pelvis. Yep. And then this right thigh bone plugs back into the hip socket, and use those adductors on that right side to squeeze that right knee to the side of your body. And then let those shoulder blades glide down the back. Those ulnar wrist points seal down. Look forward. And you're gonna sneak that right foot all the way back. Forearm plank. So you're biasing the weight to the inner elbows. And that should allow you to lift up those inner shoulders. Yeah. Pushing the floor away from the medial part of your scapulas. From the inside of your shoulder blades, you're pushing the inner elbows down. Right. Yeah, I'm just going to make Casey really uncomfortable here for a little while. Look at your right elbow. Place your right hand there. Replace the elbow with the hand. Lift up the left waist and the left ribs. There you go. And then look at your left elbow. Place your left hand there. Pull your hips back, down dog. So your head and your heels lift high. Check out your landing pad. Bend the knees, squeeze the breath out, and then step or spring. Gang, gang. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close. Hips drop back. Inhale, arms lift, chair pose. Right, so your attention goes to the bottom of the left foot. Your right knee comes up and towards your chest. Right knee crosses over the left. Reach your right arm forward, cross the right arm under the left arm. Yeah. And allow those shoulder blades to really wrap around into the side ribs. And as your elbows lift up, sacrum releases down, hips pull back. Let's start to hunker down here and find that flexion in the spine, center of your heart to the top knee. Yeah. Sealing your vision to one point, and tapping into the support of your breath, and just giving this posture your full, undivided attention. Yeah, and lift up your low belly, lift up your chest. See your right foot at the very back of the mat, and then step your right foot to the very back of the mat. Drop the back knee. Yeah. So front heel drags back, back knee scrubs forward. That should create this feeling of like ollie-ing, if you're a skateboarder, ollie-ing up off your pelvis, or jumping up off your pelvis. Skateboarder, yeah. Used to skateboard. Right. Breathing some space into the lumbar. Right. And as the pubic bone drives forward parallel to the floor, right, the crown of your head is just reaching back. Couple breaths here. And let's plant your right palm to the mat. Stretch your left arm up. So you're more than welcome to stay here. If it's available, bend the back knee, catch the back foot of the ankle. Yeah. And you can bring the hip pelvis back so your sit bone goes towards the heel, and doing your best to keep that connection as you let the hips drip towards the front foot. Yeah, left thigh bone plugs back into the hip socket. Yeah. Shoulder blades are as if they were flat against the wall behind you. Drop to that right form, especially if you did it on the first side. Yeah. Just a little work trying to find some control in this in range of motion for this right side here. So those right hamstrings, they're engaged. You're going to let go of the right foot, doing your best not to let it slingshot behind you. You find that it's really difficult. Yeah, and then grab the foot again, pull the heel towards the sit bone. And don't let it go back, but let the foot go. All right. Third time, grab the foot, pull it in, keep it there, let the hand go. And it's over. Release, take that left forearm right inside that left thigh. And if you're at home and the forearms aren't happening today, you're more than welcome to come up to your palms or find the middle path and slide a block underneath the forearms. But your left leg is going to mimic the shape of crow pose, right? And if you can imagine, I'm sitting on that right thigh bone. You got to keep all my weight up. The right thigh bone lifts up. So the leg doesn't get straight by jamming the knee. The leg gets straight from lifting the head of the right thigh bone up. Yeah. And from your pubic bone, lengthen the front of the spine through the collarbones. Right. Set up the stability and the foundation in your shoulders. And slide that left foot back to the forearm plank position. So attempt to pull your elbows towards your feet and your feet towards your elbows. this looks good. I don't really have much to say about this one. Casey, you're doing great. So check out your elbows. Place your left hand where your left elbow is. Yes. Place your right hand where your right elbow is. Yeah. Pull your hips back, downward facing dog pose. Right. Lifting your head above your shoulders to look forward. Bend the knees, step or fly up there. Inhale, open. Exhale, we fold. Drop the hips. Inhale, lift the arms, chair pose. Stand up. Exhale, pull it into the heart. Inhale, chair pose, sit low. Hands to the mat. Exhale, push your hips up with your hands. Inhale, chest forward. Find a handstand in your arms. Step or go direct to chaturanga. Inhale, roll over the feet. Exhale, pull the hips back. Step your right foot to the front. Just one breath, high lunge. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale, left foot to the front. One breath, inhale. Exhale, hands down, step back. Broaden the chest as you lower. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more of those. Looking forward, bend your knees, walk or fly. Inhale. Exhale. Chair pose, Uttanasana. Inhale, stand up, straighten your legs. Exhale, pull it in. Breath per movement. Inhale, sit low. Uttanasana, fold. Ardha, inhale. Palms flat, step or direct, exhale. Inhale, roll over the feet. Exhale, right foot forward. One breath, inhale. Exhale, hands down. Step back, lower. Roll over the feet at the same time, maybe on the left side. Exhale, left foot forward. Just one breath, inhale. Exhale, hands down, step back. Lower. At the same time, can you roll over the feet at the same time? There it is. Get off autopilot. Get off that autopilot. Down dog. Exhale. Did you know you did that?
I don't know.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for. All right. So if you can remember that first little turbo dog we did in the beginning of class, that was some preparatory work for what we're about to do now. So if you look at the eyes of your elbows, those little divots right there where the elbows are, you're going to turn those points forward towards the front of the mat as you start to lower your elbows, your forearms down at the same time. Nice. So as your elbows pull towards each other, try to drag your hands away from each other. So as the hands pull apart, those elbows pinch in, right? Triceps firm in against those inner shoulders, lengthening, resisting against that. So nice. So Casey, lift your head up as much as you can. Bend your knees. Lift your arms up at the same time. Lift your elbows up. There you go. Come forward to plank pose. Inhale. Pull back, down dog. Exhale. Right. Step your right foot to the front. Yep. Turn your back heel in. Your left arm's going to pull you up to Warrior 2. Virabhadrasana B. So it's going to be good for your future knee when you can get it right over the ankle. If you're at home, you can put a block in between your knee and the wall. I'm going to use my hand here and just ask Casey to resist her knee into my hand. And that should help to plug that thigh bone back into the hip socket and help you to jump that hip point up. Right, there's a little twist above the navel towards the back wall. Right, and your arms are pulling apart and karate chopping back. It's like my fingers are on those outer wrists and you're just karate chopping those arms back. Shoulder blades push the arms longer, so nice. Yeah. And then you find this dynamic stillness And drop your mind right on top of the process of the breath as a reflection of the state of your body and of mind. And your vision is like you can see the whole room. So your drishti is very soft. You can get a whole 360-degree view of the room. Softness in the eyes can translate into the mind. So take your right armpit and reach it as far forward as you can. Yeah, right hand down to a surface, block or floor, that left arm's going to go up. Keep turning your right pelvis towards the left heel. Right. Stamp the left heel down. And let's find this big open twist with this pose. Turn the belly, the ribs, the chest, the collarbones up towards the ceiling. If you can imagine the back of your spine like falling on top of your front leg, as crazy and ridiculous as that might sound. And then use the breath to open this pose up from the inside out. And use your legs to lift your torso straight up to BODHI Ohana. Oh. All right, straighten your front leg. Bump your back foot in just a drop. Yep. So can you pull the arms apart and just try to keep this waist really filled out as you reach towards the front room. So that right hip's turning towards the back foot. There you go. That left waist stays really engaged. Right hand down to a surface. Okay, so you can just stab your fingers to that right ankle. So just like they just like hover there. Yes. And then you can put the weight right in the center of that front foot. Draw the kneecap up. Both of them. Yes. Squeeze your sit bones together. And if your balance permits, you might look up towards that left thumb. Yeah. And reverse your triangle. Inhale, come on, up and over. Just yawn that right rib cage open. Windmill your left palm to the mat. Left palm plants. Bend the front knee, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. So we're going to go to side plank. That left shoulder blade slides down the back. Turn to the knife edge of that back foot and stack it up. Vashisthasana, side plank. Yeah, so the sacrum and the back of your skull, they oppose each other. Sacrum towards the heels, crown of the head away from that. Shoulder blades spread. All right, reach your right arm over your head. Yep, turn the right tricep earthward. Reach your right arm straight back up. All right, so we're going to be on your right forearm. Look down, place your right forearm down. Turn your heels to the right. Bring your left hand to your left pelvis for a second. Lift your bottom hip up into your top hand. And in case you bury that sternum back, there you go. Can you reach this top elbow behind you? Yeah, so you open up that front of your right shoulder. Perfect. Reach your left arm up. And now over your head, that left arm goes over the head. Left shoulder blade moves away from the spine. Don't lose those front ribs, so nice. Lift your left arm straight up. Forearm plank, place your left forearm down. So as the elbows squeeze in, try to pull the wrists apart. And you're only gonna walk your feet just a few inches forward. Just a few inches. Yes. So bend your knees, Casey. Right? Look forward. Your arms are going to lift up at the same time. You're going to go right into plank pose. Inhale, shoot out of a cannon to plank. Exhale, bend your arms, chaturanga. That was nice. Inhale, roll over the feet. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Left foot forward. Back heel turns in. Right. Heel to heel is fine. Front heel to back arch is cool too. Your right arm's going to drag you up to Warrior Two, Vidya B. Oh. Yes. Resist the front knee forward. Breathe the back ribs and the back pelvis apart. Keep pulling your arms apart. Just keep trying to lift the spine, trying to get the discs in between the vertebrae nice and fluffy. Like the tops of your ears are lifting up. And just see if you can drown out that mental chatter, calm any turbulence of the mind just by noticing the sensations of the breath. It's like your mind wants to be anywhere but in Warrior Two. Now, as your left greater trochanter, that's the widest part of your left hip, you're going to turn that part towards your back foot as you reach your left armpit way out there. Left hand down to a surface, right arm up towards the ceiling. Yeah. And it's really hard, but we still want to lift that left frontal hip point off of your thigh bone. Those left frontal hip points, the frontal hip points, they fly up towards the front ribs. Yeah, front ribs go down towards the front pelvis. Just try to soften into your work. And you'll notice that trying not to work hard is hard work in a lot of these poses. Warrior Two, stand back up. Bump your back foot in a hair. Straighten your front leg. Right. Arms pull apart. Right. So turn your left hip towards your back foot as you reach forward, forward, forward. Yeah, left hand down, right arm up. Trikonasana. Yeah. So source energy up from the feet. Let's lift all your toes up. Lift all your toes up and reach your toes forward and drop your toes down. Yeah, your legs are like straws and there's drawn energy up into the pelvis and it feeds some length in through the spine. Maybe shift the gaze up. And let's escape. Reverse your triangle. Inhale. Come on, up and over. Just breathe space between every little riblet on that left side. In your exhale, cartwheels the right hand down to the mat. Left arm up towards the ceiling. Bend your front leg. Right. So turn to the knife edge of your back foot. And as you step back to side plank, just imagine that you're flat against a wall behind you. So the back of your head's in line with the back of the pelvis. Right. The sternum goes back. And your top arm spirals over your head. Top arm lifts up. Nice and slow, left forearm down towards the floor. Turn the heels to the left. Right hand to the right pelvis. All right. Resisting the hip in your hand. And your top elbow can point straight back behind you. Yeah. And reach your right arm up. Get those shoulder blades going apart. There's the work. Nice and slow. Place your right forearm down towards the floor. So your feet are going to come in about 3 inches. So it's like you're going dolphin pose, but you stop halfway. Yeah. Keep those shoulder blades spreading wide. Bend your knees. Look forward. A little different this time. You're going to go right to chaturanga. So just skim the mat to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Couple recovery breaths here. Let those inner shoulders, there you go. All right, look forward, bend your knees. Walk, jump, or handstand if you really want to the front. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Stand tall, inhale, reach high. Exhale, pull it into the heart. All right. Casey, step your right foot all the way to the back of your mat, and you're going to bring the outer edges of your feet parallel towards one another. Yes. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. That left tricep wraps in towards your nose. Left hand drops into the jaws of the shoulder blades. Reach your right arm forward. You're going to internally rotate the right arm. Turn the thumb down. You'll bring it all the way around and up for your top hand. You're more than welcome to use a strap, a towel, hold your shirt or your hair. Make it work for you. All right, and then inhale, lift your collarbones up, and then go way forward to fold right then between the legs. Yeah. So you're lifting the 4 sides of your legs up as you push the feet down. Right. The more you push the feet down, the more you can lift the legs up to lift the pelvis up, the back of your pelvis up. Yeah. So that right shoulder might be a little tender when you come out of this. Just give yourself time to unravel the arms. Bring your hands to your hips. Squeeze the elbows in. Look up. Stand up. Let's do the other side. Reach your right arm up. You got external rotation, right tricep wraps forward. You can drop the hand all the way down behind the upper back. Left arm forward, roll the left thumb down, bring it around and up. We all have a good side and a bad side with this shoulder opening variation. Just notice the difference between the 2 sides. Inhale, lifts up the front of your spine, and exhale, we hinge at your hips and we fold. So if you've got flexible hamstrings, there's a good chance that your hips are going to be behind your heels. And what we want here is those greater trochanters right in line with the center of your ankles. Casey's doing a good job of that. Spine spills down. You're trying to do a headstand down there on the mat. Now the front of your left shoulder might be a little sensitive as you start to come out, so just no rush. Let it go. Bring your hands to your hips. Hug the elbows in. Look up. Stand up. Right, jump up and bring your feet together in the middle of your mat. Walk to the front. All right, let's do a crow pose here. So I'm gonna walk you to it from the chair pose. So let's come to the chair pose first. Now reach your arms behind you. Place your chest right above your knees. It's like a skiing position. Now lift your heels up. Yes. So bring your armpits towards your knees. Bring your knees towards your armpits. Yeah, those knees split apart. Yep, hands to the mat. Squeeze in. Lift 1 or 2 feet up. Crow pose. Nice. Try to connect your sitting bones in your heels. The sacrum's the highest part of the pose. Rounding the spine. Casey's arms are almost straight. Maybe you straighten those arms. Yeah, and then plan your escape. Get out of there. Step, walk, jump, shoot it back. Downward facing dog. All right, please place your knees down to the floor. All right, place your forearms down towards the floor. And we're going to go after the pincha. All right. So, elbows hugging in towards one another. You're going to try to pull the wrist away from one another. Tuck your toes under. Dolphin pose, hips lift up. So doing your best not to allow the ribs and the chest to collapse towards the ankles. We want to be moving the chest away from those ankles, right? Lifting the ribs off of your shoulders. Lift your right leg up. All right. I'm going to give Casey a nice little assist here. She's going to push down into my hand, and that's going to lift up the left leg. She's going to make one leg up top. Bind those legs together. Pull in those front ribs. Lift up that sacrum. Lower the left foot down. Lower the right foot down. Can you lift your left leg up? Don't lose those bottom ribs. Nice. Push down into my hand. Pull the right leg up. All right, place the right foot down. Left. Child's pose. Just kidding. Sit behind your feet. So you're going to plant your feet out in front of you. How are we doing? Good. All right, so we're going to come to reverse tabletop. All right, so bend up. Feet are flat. Right, hands about 6 or so inches behind the hips. Right, and bring your hips towards your heels. Yeah, and then lift your hips up towards the ceiling. So you create the shape of a table in your body. Right, attempting to get the pubic bone as the highest part of the poles. Nice. Right, please place your hips down. So keep the fullness of the collarbones. Reach your arms forward and lift your feet up, boat pose. You can imagine my fist drawing the sacrum and the lumbar spine up and in. Just trying to find the natural curves in the spine in the boat pose. All right, so we're going to go back to reverse tabletop. You're going to plant the hands under the shoulders, plant the feet, bring your hips forward to lift them up. Reverse tabletop. So get the front of your pelvis to untangle. There you go. Slide the quadriceps towards the tops of the knees. Place your hips down. Reach your legs forward. Straight forward. We can do boat pose again. You want to? Let's do it again. All right, so place your left foot outside your right leg. I'm gonna do seated spinal twist. That right leg's just gonna slide into the midline a little bit. That should help to get those sitting bones down. And you're just gonna hug that left leg into your torso, hug the torso into the left leg, and try to get as tall as you can. So progress this, left hand's gonna kickstand behind you. Inhale, stretch your right arm up. And then exhale, twist outside the left leg. Yep. Think up to twist. And your gaze is turning all the way around your left shoulder. And shift your gaze over the right shoulder. Thank you. And let this side go. Release, and we'll switch sides. So right foot outside left thigh. Left leg slides to the midline a little bit. Both sitting bones grounded. Spine is lifting up. To progress, right hand behind the hips. Left arm up. Big breath in. Get as tall as you can. Maximize your potential, and exhale will bring you into this seated spinal twist. Now, you want this twist to feel like a spiral staircase looks. It's not going to really look like a spiral staircase because your lumbar and your thoracic and your cervical spine all twist different degrees, but it should feel like a spiral staircase. Just distributing those sensations evenly throughout the entire spine. And shift your gaze, look towards the left shoulder. And release. Both legs straight out ahead. So take your hands by your hips. Dandasana, the staff pose, you're just going to drive your hands down. Let that elevate the spine, trying to lift every vertebra off the one below it. And then circle your arms out and up as you breathe in. And then reach your chin forward towards the feet as you fold over the legs. Head drops. More important than stretching the back of your body in this pose is being able to let your nerves settle a little bit. Right. We do get a stretch in the back of the body here. This posture just soothe out your nervous system, preparing you for what's to come next. Yeah, you can lift your head up first to sit up. And lie all the way down on your back. Legs roll out, palms can roll open. You can use any props that help you feel more supported for this pose. So let yourself completely rest. return to your breath. You can bring some small movements back into your body. Stretch your arms back behind you, your legs out in front of you. A ginormous breath in through the nose. Sigh of relief out the mouth. Bend your knees one at a time. And just roll all the way over to the right side in the birth position. And with your eyes closed, bring that quality of Shavasana with you up to your seat. With your eyes closed, bring your palms together at your heart. Just take a moment here just to be happy with what you got from your practice. Bow your head. Lifting your head, open your eyes, namaste. Thanks for rocking with us at home today. Appreciate you guys tuning in.